interview with Rock Bottom, the Blues Pills, the whole band. That's great. Glad to have you on this interview. So you will release a new album tomorrow, Holy Moly. Why did it take 5 years to be released since your last album, Lady in Gold? What were the reasons?
It took 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah, 4 years. We toured up until 2018, and then we took a year break from Blues Pills. And in 2019 we started to write on this album in our own studio that we also built.
So it was basically that we just needed a break from touring because we toured pretty much non-stop since the first, even before the first album, like with the first EPs and stuff. So we had pretty much toured non-stop for 5-6 years.
Of course, and you were the bass player, but now you are the guitar player, so why did you switch the instrument, and did it have any influence on the recording, production process? So how would you see it?
I guess the reason I decided to switch is because we pretty much had two choices, which was it was either that we find a completely new guitar player, and that's not easy to do either, or it was because me and Elin together were writing the songs from the beginning of the band anyway. So it was the other option was that I just start to practice more guitar. So in some way it felt easier that I should just start to focus on the guitar rather than find a whole other person, especially because we already knew Christopher. And so that was we sort of felt like we had that position where we already have another bass player we can bring in if I just put my focus on the guitar.
Christopher played on this new album, bass?
No, he joined after the album was recorded.
So you played bass and guitar on this new album?
Yeah, and he's also the sound engineer.
Oh, yeah.
And we three are the producers of the album.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, fantastic. And what's behind this title of the new album, Holy Moly? What's the lyrical meaning? Is there a lyrical meaning, or are the songs to be regarded individually? How would you see it?
Every song is about different things, of course, and some are serious and some are just more fun lyrics, but I think in general the overall theme is that the songs are more about actual things in our lives. It's just about things that anyone can relate to, that it happens in life, going through loss and hard times and everything.
Mm-hmm. And the proud woman, it's you, I guess?
No, it's everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
All women and all, that identify themselves as women and binary.
Mm-hmm. And so the songs are there brought together by you three who were not member at that time. Did you all bring in your own ideas, or was it mainly your part on your part? How is the songwriting process?
The song starts mostly from Zach and Ellen having an idea of a song or something, and then sometimes it can come from a jam, or someone makes a demo of something and show it to the others, and we work on it together.
But for sure it's a group effort. Me and Elin maybe have a lot of the initial ideas, but we always finish it together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of input coming from everyone.
Okay. There's one song, it's titled California, and you were founded in California. I guess you are coming from California. So how important was California for you as a band, as a musical inspiration?
It's a bit of more I can't. It's not. We didn't live in California for very long, so it's like more that it's a lot funner to sing about California than Iowa, I guess. So because I lived in California for only like 2 years. But of course,
you are an American guy or a Swedish guy?
American.
Yes, but you live in Sweden right now, or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's cool. And how do you find the attitude of the Swedish people compared to California and the United States? Is it because of the culture shift, or how would you see it?
I think I almost felt more at home in Sweden because Swedish people are pretty shy, and I am a bit shy as well.
Okay, that's good. And yeah, you are young people, just a little bit older, but you are very young. So how did you come to?
Thank you.
How did you come to bands that come from the late 60s and 70s as your inspiration? Did you hear to the music of your parents, or how was your approach at that time?
I mean, for me it was my parents and also my friends. I went to music school and I met a lot of hard rockers there, and all different alternative people, and that's where I discovered music. And also from my dad, he's a huge Beatles fan and Small Faces and soul music. So yeah.
Yeah, it was the same for me, like coming from like my parents. My dad was into some 70s bands and stuff. But I discovered more like 60s and 70s styles of music a bit later in my life. Like I met Christopher, we went to school together, and we had a band. Like he introduced me to he was one of those people that I met later in life who introduced me to 60s and 70s styles of music.
Because your generation would be more connected to the 90s music. This would be my idea, grunge and alternative and all these bands. Yes, and you are composing great and catchy songs. It's great music, but wouldn't it be a good idea to make a longer song, an epic song, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, psychedelic, long song, for example?
That's what we did though, on this with the Songs from a Morning Dove. I mean, it's like not maybe 10 minutes, but it's, what is it, 6 minutes?
I just don't know, like we write the song we write, and that's, if we get the feel to write a super psychedelic, obscure song, we'll do that, but I guess we didn't do that on this record.
Okay, yes, and because there are many rock bands from Sweden and they are connected to this kind of music. So your music contains psychedelic elements, bluesy elements, yes, and a soul influence. So who is responsible for which kind of element? Is there, or can't you name it? I guess you are more influenced by soul music, I would think.
Yeah, also rock.
I mean,
I'm also into punk. I'm also starting to listen to hardcore music now, so I'll see where I end up.
I mean, I think that the soul vocals, of course, like it was influenced a lot by the fact that Yellen was so influenced by Aretha Franklin, like growing up, and she had like a soul-y sounding voice. But I mean, we all are kind of into this kind of music, so it comes a bit from everyone. I think like when I was a teenager, I was really getting into this like obscure psychedelic music from like the 60s and 70s, so maybe a bit of that comes from my obsession that I had as a teenager with psychedelic music.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, fantastic. And how would you see your music progress from the first album to the new one? Is it always the same for you, or do you see a musical progress? I saw some reviews and they say the new album, but they don't hear any differences. How would you see it?
I think it's, of course, like the band is progressing all the time. I mean, I hear different influences on this album. I hear like there's some even
There's country influence on the album.
there's a bit
Gospel.
of there's some more like gospel and country sort of touches to it, and that's not there at all on the first album. The first album was more straight like blues rock, and this has more.
This one we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We just took everything.
Yes, this is my impression as well. It's a little bit more versatile than the first album. This is my impression as well, but you are more connected to it. So, and do you have any tour plans right now, or isn't it impossible to say because of the virus, or what you are planning things now in this specific situation?
No, there's no tour plans right now because of the virus. So we just wait to hear when we can be allowed to go on tour again.
Yeah, it's bad for musicians. Very, very, very bad, I guess.
Yeah.
And so do you have any further information for your fans for the new album or for further projects?
Just please buy it, because that's the only way we can survive right now.
Okay. And I read the album was finished in last autumn. So did you write new songs after it right now? So how would you see it?
We haven't really written so many new songs now, but like
We have a few demos, but
we will probably start to write music like during this time when we can't tour. But it's just the only thing that's a shame about that is like at the end of the day the band makes a living from touring.
Yeah.
So even if we write a whole nother album, we still need to be able to tour.
Yeah, that's a bad situation today. Yes, hope you're the best. These were my questions. Good luck with the new album, with a tour in the next year. Huge venues and yes.
Hopefully.
yeah.
All the best. You will be frequently a permanent member from now on, or will you just playing live with the...
No,
He's in.
He's in the band.
We'll see.
Okay, thank you for this nice interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.